everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. So today I'm going to be doing an almost full face of Melt Cosmetics. So if you have been watching my channel for a while, you will probably know that I am obsessed with Melt Cosmetics. Like, they are one of my favourite brands currently, and the main reason that I'm filming this video is because I finally picked up their new bronzer. So this has been out for, I would say, a couple of weeks, but Beauty Bay literally got it about a week and a half ago. So I definitely picked it up on like the first day because I'm on the Beauty Bay website like every day. I was waiting every day for this to come in. As someone who doesn't bronze like at all or knows how to bronze very well, I've been obsessing of wanting to get this. Like, anything that Melt bring out, I'm just on top of it. It took them over a week to actually dispatch it because I think they've been having some like movements around with their warehouse. So I was a bit like, okay. Also, if my voice is sounding a little bit odd, it's because I'm just kind of recovering from a flu. I've literally had like a couple of days off work and I've been coughing, and my flu is just all over the place. It's not COVID because I did my test and it's just a normal flu. So yeah, let's get back to the makeup. So I got the shade Santa Barbara, which is actually like my type of tone because it's the lightest shade. I've seen a few people, like YouTubers, talk about this and say how it's a little bit yellow toned on them, but I'm just quite intrigued to see how it will work for me. I absolutely love the packaging. It's just stunning. One of the problems that I had was the price. It was like £30, and for someone who doesn't really know how to use it, I'm being an idiot and just spending my money. But I've wanted it for ages, and of course their new palettes are coming out soon, so as soon as Beauty Bay get those, I'll be filming another Melt Cosmetics video. But all the products that I do have already, I'm just going to accumulate into one video. So starting off with like foundation. Of course they don't have a foundation, but I'm going to be mixing in my sex foil, so you can actually use this as part of like a foundation to make it more of a dewy look. So I'm going to use my Born to Glow by NYX. This is one of my favourite foundations ever, and I haven't used it in a while, and I've definitely had it for a long time, so I think it's maybe on its last legs. But I feel like if I just use this today, because I was trying to think of a foundation that I have to use that would kind of really work really well with this. So I'm just gonna add a bit. And then this is, like I said, this is in the shade Vanilla. So this is absolutely amazing shade, and this in the shade Stargazer. I know that they came out with some, Melt came out with some new shades of this recently. I think they're more deeper tones, so they wouldn't work for me. Of course, I would use this as a foundation. I use it as a highlighter, and so I'm just gonna mix this together with this, and I'm hoping it's gonna do something, because when I first got this, when I first got the sex foil, I did use it with my foundation and it never really did much for me. I'm not saying that it's probably going to do much now, but we'll just see how it works with different foundations. So I am going to just put this on like normal, and this is one of the best foundations ever. Like, I absolutely love the way that this works on my skin, and then the foil itself is great. It's weird calling it a sex foil. I don't know why they named it that, obviously, but it's a really nice highlighter nonetheless. So I'm just blending this all in, and yeah, my voice is kind of on that middle husky sound because I have been coughing so much recently because of this flu, and I'm pretty sure I must have got it at work or something, because I've been perfectly fine, like apart from having COVID. At the beginning of this year, I've not had any flus or anything like that. I know during like the summer people don't tend to get like flus and all this stuff, but I'm just glad I kind of got this out of the way, because in like a month when I go to Disney, I don't want to be getting sick, especially around my birthday. Like, I just want to enjoy like the autumn as much as I can. Not that I'll be doing anything like for Halloween or anything, but you know, flus are not anything to take lightly, regardless of how severe it is, because you just got to make sure that you look after yourself and stay hydrated and, you know, stuff like that. I don't know what I'm talking about, but if you're fluey, then look after yourself. I've put like too much on here, which is fine because I mean, again, this foundation is pretty much finished, but you can tell the coverage is so good, and you can see a bit of a glowy finish to it thanks to the foil, because this foundation is not a glowy foundation, it's just a nice, yeah, it's just a really nice powder like foundation really. And I don't think I need to add any more. I might just add a tad more because I don't have a concealer today to use, so I'm just gonna add a bit more in some of my kind of like problematic areas, and we'll just go from there. So I think, yeah, the next thing I'm going to go in is with the bronzer, just because I do have a setting powder, but I of course have my my cream blush to use afterwards, so I'm going to kind of go in with this first and see how it works. So like I mentioned, this is in the shade Santa Barbara. It does come in about 4 or 5 different tones, and on the Beauty Bay website it does tell you like light, medium, deep tone. So let's give this a go. I've got my brush that I tend to use with bronzers is very loose. I think some of my brushes are like on their last legs, so I'm just going to tap it very, like, any excess I'm going to be, you know, tapping off because I don't want it to fall everywhere. So we're just going to tap. That is super duper pigmented, so I'm just going to blend and just see how it blends into my skin. It is, I mean, I would say a tad orange, but we're just going to blend it and see how it works, because you can always add like contour and bronzing just slightly down, and I'll just blend it out with my sponge. So let's go on this side. The thing is, the foundation is like a great shade for me because it's not too yellow tone, it's not too like yellow and kind of orange, which is what I need. So just putting this right where my cheeks are, so that's blending in quite nicely. As you can see, if I can look, when I look forward you can tell. I mean, like when I don't really bronze my nose, so I'm just going to add some to my forehead. I think I've seen about 2 people review this. I'm not many people that I watch like use Melt Cosmetics, because I mean, I'm very particular when I come to like YouTubers that I watch, because some of them I've been watching for ages, and some I've been like found out of like just suggestions and stuff. But so many people, I don't know, it's a bit weird when you're trying to find new content to watch and you're kind of just like, I don't know who this person is, are they any good? But you know, that's how people discover other YouTubers as well. I'm just, you know, bronzing just a little bit to see if I can hide my tensions. Not that that is going to work, but I think this is looking quite nice. Like I said, I don't tend to bronze that much, and it's not patchy, it's not sticking to one area. When I look a bit closer, I feel like it's giving me a really nice glow. So when I look forward, I feel like it's looking quite good. So, and that, I don't say that very often when it comes to like my makeup. So now I'm going to go in with my blush. So, but yeah, when I think about this bronzer, it's super duper nice. I mean, again, the price point is a little bit too much, like 25-30 pounds for a bronzer, and I know the packaging is obviously stunning, and like Melt Cosmetics are quite like a higher end brand, but sometimes, I mean, I wouldn't pay that much money for many brands, in all honesty. Not that I buy a lot of high-end makeup anyway, because I really don't, but that was probably like one of the main things that I wanted to get like recently. And I have picked up a couple of other things from like Beauty Bay that I will be using in future videos. So right, everything is coming really nicely. I'm actually quite surprised how well I kind of look. I mean, for someone who again doesn't know what the hell she's doing when it comes to bronzing, I think this is looking quite good. So I'm actually going to go in back with my 6-fold to like highlight slightly. This palette is an absolute mess, but you know what, I talk about this palette so much, my ISO Clean palette. I think it's one of my favorite things ever when I use like makeup tools, because it really keeps my hands clean, and it really kind of like just helps from any mess that you can make. Wow, I think I look like a different person. Oh my god, I feel very strange. I don't know if I'm just delirious because I'm ill, but I feel like this is a very, very nice look. And yeah, damn, I feel like I look a different person. It's so strange. So when we look afar, you could tell that the bronzing is quite prominent, and you can tell the blush is not too harsh, which is a bit different for me because blush is always like the main thing that I go after. Okay, now so I'm going to go in with my eyes. So I actually have 3 palettes by Melt Cosmetics. Hopefully more will be added to my collection soon, but I have the Smoke Sessions, which is the first one that I purchased. Then I've got the Love and Butterflies, and I've got the Gemini 2 palette, which I feel like I want to use more today, just to kind of get in with like the soft vibe, and maybe dip into this one. I've been using this one a lot off camera. This one I haven't used in ages, but I have used it a lot on my channel already. So with my Gemini 2 one, I got this from Beauty Bay as well. I think, yeah, I got them all from Beauty Bay. If you haven't seen my initial review on this, it did turn up broken in a couple of places, which I was very sad about, because that's the last thing you want in your makeup collection, is to have smashed eyeshadow. But I am just going to do a nice simple look today, nothing too crazy. Again, add something from the Love and Butterflies palette. So I'm going to start off with a fluffy brush. So many of my brushes are so dirty. After I film my next video after this one, I'm going to wash my brushes because it needs to be done. So I'm going to start off with this really cool tone here. I apologize for not naming the shades, but my Mexican lingo, Spanish lingo is not great. So I'm actually just gonna do a nice simple look, because I have done quite a few videos on like both of these palettes and just how much I love them, because I really love this formula. I know a lot of people are very like hit and miss when it comes to Melt, because they have like kind of inconsistencies with their eyeshadows. But I personally have only obviously used 3 of their palettes, but I've not used like all of them, and I really want to try their first Gemini palette, which came out with like this version. I don't know if it was a remastered, like a redone version, or if it was the original one. And I know that they re-released one of their palettes, which I would love to have gotten, but Beauty Bay didn't get it, because I don't want to order from like their website, because I don't know what their shipping is. I don't know if I have to pay any customs, because I really don't want to, because in the UK paying customs is a pain in the butt. I know like probably a lot of countries around the world have to deal with it, but I just don't want to be spending like £20 extra just to kind of get this palette and not be worth it. I'm going to go in with Sweetheart just here, which I'm going to add kind of on the outside of this, which I never tend to do, but I've just had this kind of thought to do it now. I'm starting to get my massive headache back again. I don't know where this flu again has come from, but let's hope it does pass soon, because I'm seeing my niece on, well, this is going to be uploaded like well after I film this, because I've bulk filmed quite a few things. But I'm meeting my niece at the weekend for the first time, and I'm so freaking excited. I love meeting new babies and stuff like that, and seeing my family, so I'm very excited about that at the weekend. She's so adorable. I'm going to go in with Ladylike just here, and then I'm going to go in with the Amore palette. So I'm just going to add this over here and just kind of make this side just a bit softer. I tend to put the outside corners quite deep, but I felt like let's do something different because if I'm doing the same looks again and again, it get a little bit boring. So that's all I'm going to do from this palette. And then with my Love and Butterflies, this packaging is absolutely stunning, and I would throw it away because it's literally on its last legs, but I love the inside interior so much that I don't want to get rid of it. But thankfully this palette didn't turn up broken. So every time I use this palette now, I tend to go for like the same shades, which are basically like this row here, because it tends to be just used the most. So I feel like going in with maybe something a little bit similar today, because some of the shades are just absolutely stunning. So I'm going to go in with this shade just here. Again, apologize for not pronouncing any of the tones because I'm not very good at pronunciations, but I'm just going to deepen up this little bit here. Like, honestly, the first and second impressions that I had of this palette was not crazy positive. I mean, I think the second impression was a bit was not as great. I think I used the green tones and they were just a tad patchy, but every time I use this palette now, I'm falling more and more in love with it, which is quite odd because normally if I don't like a palette I tend to just forget about it. But this is Melt and this cost me a lot of money. So I think I got this around the same time like last year when it was my birthday, because I think I saved up some of my birthday money and I just put it towards this, because this palette was like, I think it was about £60 or something, I don't know, it was ridiculous. And now I'm going to go in with a shimmer, so I'm probably going to go in with Tequila. I'm actually going to use this side of my sponge because I never use this, and I don't know if it's good to use with like, oh there we go, yeah, sponge applicators. So with shimmer, so let's see how this blends out or disappears, I don't know. The shimmers I feel aren't as amazing in these palettes, but I think in the Smoke Sessions palette it's absolutely amazing, but with some of these not too amazing. But we're still gonna tap and blend it in. Okay. It's quite nice, to be honest. Don't know if I should be sick more often because my makeup looks come out so much better. So I'm actually going to add some eyeliner off camera and then we'll end on the lips. Okay, so I just added some of my liner. This is the Revolution Clueless eyeliner pen. Revolution do, in my opinion, some of the best liquid eyeliners. I know that Melt have some eyeliners, but they're like pencil liners and they're like £25. It's fine. So the lips that I have two matte lipsticks, one in the shade Double D's and then Last Kiss. I use these quite a lot on my channel. I'm going to go in with the red today because Double D is a bit more of a deeper tone and I want quite a kind of soft look today. I love like the metallic kind of packaging, sliding lid. So, and then you've got the writing on there. Again, I use these a lot on my channel, so I'm just going to go in with Last Kiss. Perfect. It's a bit messy as per usual, so that's nothing new with me, but I do love this look. I don't know what it is. I think I kind of managed to get everything quite well. Again, I use Melt so much on my channel that they tend to be quite quite frequent, not as frequent as like Revolution or Colourpop or whatever, just because I don't think Melt come out with as many products as the other brands and they're much more higher end. So I don't buy everything, but I do buy a lot of the stuff that does appeal to me. But this is my finished look. Let me know what you guys think. Are you interested in picking up the bronzer? Because if I can do something quite simple, then anyone can do it, because again, like previously when I've tried bronzing, it just does not work for me. I don't know what I'm doing, but this blended out so nicely and I think it gave me a nice kind of rounded look, which is what I need for my chubby cheeks. But I will be buying their new eyeshadow palette soon, so I'm very excited. I hope they come out soon. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias because I'm always active on there, and hopefully in the future I won't be as nasally. And take care guys, bye bye.